To another episode of the FIFA News Show. It is that time of the week again where we round up the latest FIFA news over the last 7 days. I'm going to be talking about some FIFA 21 stuff, some esports stuff, and a few other things related to FIFA 20 and FIFA in general. So we'll see how we go with this episode. If you do enjoy this series, make sure you leave a like. It helps when you leave a like on the videos. So even though we've got over 169,000 subscribers on the channel, we've still got a big majority of you guys watching the videos but not subscribed. If you want to know all the latest FIFA 21 news, this will be the best spot. Make sure you subscribe today and join the other side. Before we get into it, I just wanted to say thank you to Dark Smoke for becoming a channel member this week. Thanks for your support and your generosity. If you want to join up as well, you can click the join button. If you can't find it, I'll throw the link in the description. Pretty much you're helping support the channel, but I'm also going to give you a shout out when you sign up. You're also going to get a Champions League badge next to your name when you comment on my videos, and also I'm going to put your name in the description of my videos as a channel member supporter. So we have official confirmation that the J League will come again this year in FIFA 21. Now, EA Sports FIFA Japan put out a tweet that said the J League will come again this year. Public commemoration campaign in progress. So, yeah, you're going to get all the clubs once again. And I don't know why they would tweet this out because in FIFA 20 we already have the league, so it doesn't make a difference. But, yeah, they decided to put that tweet out. So at least they're confirming that we're going to get the J League once again in FIFA 21. So this week the MLS returned, and during some of the matches, or maybe even all of them, there was FIFA 21 advertising on the ad boards. And Falstore actually sent me this image, but you might have seen it as well if you watched any of the matches. Now this is not a surprise because the MLS and EA are partners. I think they've been for a while now. So expect to see, more things with the MLS. Whoever is partners with EA obviously gets advertising on the ad boards and stuff. And then it's also probably likely that over the next couple of years you'll see more MLS stadiums and faces get added into the game. So it looks like the FIFA 21 pre-order bonuses have been revealed in some, companies that sell games. So this is EB Games. It's basically like GameStop, and they're offering a free FIFA 21 jersey, and it's going to be based on Ultimate Team, obviously. This is going to set you back 150 Australian dollars, which is too expensive for me, so I'm not going to pick this one up. But as you can see, it features a nice seatbelt design going across the jersey, so that's going to be good as well to keep you, fastened in your seat while you're playing the game. It's also got the seatbelt at the front as well, and I'm pretty sure you can buy this on its own for like $20 or something at EB Games or GameStop. Here is another pre-order bonus, same price, 150 bucks, but you're going to get a kit bag, which is probably a bit more useful if you play football or something, I don't know. But you spend the same amount of money for the Ultimate Edition. You just basically have to pick which pre-order bonus you want, really. And this is JB Hi-Fi in Australia, so it's a little bit of a different company, but maybe in other countries they're going to be offering this as well. But yeah, this is exclusive kit bags that are going to come with the game if you spend 150 bucks. Once again, for me, too expensive, not worth it, but for some of you might want to use this bag, I don't know. Now, since the esports scene has been growing very rapidly, and of course, with what happened this year where the real-life tournaments couldn't, continue, and the esports side of things really took off, a lot of tournaments and leagues around the world have partnered up and decided to launch their own esports competitions and stuff, and tried to make their league more global. So, because of these reasons, you might see more leagues that you wouldn't even imagine partnering up with EA, creating their own FIFA esports leagues, and possibly getting themselves in a FIFA game as well. Now, could we see the Finnish league? I think I'm not even going to try and pronounce it actually, but you can read it there. Could we see that in FIFA 21 and beyond? Well, I don't know, because it's hard to predict these things. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes with deals and stuff. It all costs money at the end of the day, but the Finnish league has decided to create its own esports tournament, and they're going to be playing FIFA 20 or FIFA 21 now or something, I don't know, when the time comes. So it's called the eFootballsliga, and it's powered by PlayStation. On the website, it says a new conquest of territory from the Veikkausliiga expands to the esports side. So it says Veikkausliiga and Telia esports series have agreed to launch an official esports series. The new eFootballsliga will start in autumn 2020. At the latest, the global issue showed that sports series cannot take their future for granted, and there is always room to innovate and develop. We've been following the development of esports both in Finland and around the world for a long time, and we are looking forward to the start of the eFootballsliga. We are especially excited that with the new league, Finnish football fans can encourage their favourite teams all year round, also outside the Veikkausliiga season. The Veikkausliiga teams will be represented by e-athletes, and the eFootballsliga is scheduled to start in autumn 2020. More details are still being worked on. So yeah, like I was saying before, with these partnerships, with these leagues developing their own esports sides, will there be a chance for them to appear in the actual game, where they can have the league and you can use their clubs and all that kind of stuff? Well, it is a possibility, but like I said, don't really know at the moment what's going to be happening in Finland if they're going to be in the game for FIFA 21. Now, it's not just Finland, there's also a Malaysian football league that has turned to esports as well. And could they appear in a future FIFA game? I don't know. But at the moment, they've partnered with EA Sports to launch the EMFL, the Malaysian Football League, an official version of the competition for FIFA. The league has taken the initiative in an attempt to improve Malaysia's esports ecosystem. Each club that currently competes in the Malaysian Football League will need to send a representative to participate in the esports tournament. The EMFL started on July 1st and will run for 10 days, so it's probably already done by the time you're watching this, but it is their first attempt at esports. So because of the excuse of esports, you might see some countries like Malaysia, like Finland, partnering with EA and maybe getting their own league in the game. That would be pretty nice. Imagine finding this wonder kid from Malaysia or something in your crew modes in like FIFA 21 or FIFA 22 or something. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, there's no guarantee that they're going to come into the game, obviously, but with the excuse of esports, it is creating partnerships that it wouldn't before. So next up, let's talk about some PES licensing news, because this week they put out 2 notices, which means they've lost 2 licenses. So PES 2021 will not have a licensing contract with the clubs I'm about to talk about right now. So this is the first notice. It says, important notice about license loss. And this was on the 7th of July. It says, thank you for playing PES 2020 and your continued support. Our licensing contract with Inter Milan will not be renewed. The representation of the club will not be affected in PES 2020. This will not affect your acquired My Club players, blah blah blah. In regards to other Konami football games, please wait for future announcements for each title. Inter Milan have been a strong advocate for the PES series. We wish the club all the best in the future. Moving forward, we will continue to strengthen existing partnerships and foster new relationships in order to provide the best possible eFootball experience. Thank you again for your support and understanding. So Inter Milan are probably going to be unlicensed in PES 2021. They're probably going to have like fake kits, but the players should be licensed, so there's no issues there. Just the kits, the club name, the logo, and that will be generic. So Inter was the first team, but the second team is AC Milan. Konami put out a statement for them as well. It basically reads the same thing as the Inter one, so I won't read it. But yeah, their partnership with AC Milan is not going to be happening anymore. So they're going to look exactly like Inter Milan. They're going to have unlicensed names, club logo, and kits as well. It also means that with PES, you won't get the legends from the club as well. You won't get the scanned players, and that's a lot of things that people like to see as well when they play PES. But in terms of, these licenses, it costs money. Konami might say, well, it's not really worth the investment. And yeah, they decide to let them go and maybe acquire different licenses here and there. And then, of course, you've got option files that fix up half the mess anyway for the PlayStation users. So I guess it really comes down to stadiums and then maybe legends in My Club and, scanning players as well. So yeah, those are 2 licenses that were lost, but maybe EA might acquire them. We'll see what happens. We're waiting for news on that if they decide to go ahead. I'll keep you guys posted if Inter and EA or AC Milan and EA agree to any kind of deal. So we've got some PES 2021 information, and this might disappoint some of you guys that were hoping to play PES this year. You can still play it, but it's just going to be a season update with no new features. So this is listed on the Xbox store. It's not available to purchase yet, but it's just like a placeholder thing, and apparently you need some sort of code or something at the moment, but I don't know what that means. It says eFootball PES 2021 season update, so it has been confirmed that this will be a season update. Celebrate 25 years of PES with the PES 21 season update available at a special anniversary price. Let's read the description here. It says, please note that the latest data for certain licensed leagues and teams will only be available via an update post-release. You will need an internet connection in order to download this update. Due to the ongoing impact of the global issues, certain real-world football leagues and tournaments may undergo sudden regulation changes. As a result, there is a chance that in-game regulations may not perfectly match their real-life counterparts. Other changes that impact leagues and tournaments may also be implemented in future updates without prior notice. Now this is what you need to know here. It says this product is an updated edition of PES 2020, launched in September 2019, containing the latest player data and club rosters. Please note that some leagues will have their rosters updated post-release. So yeah, no new features in that. It says this eFootball PES season update features the same award-winning gameplay as last year's PES 20, along with various team and player updates for the new season. Also comes with the Euro 20 mode at a special price. Now, why would anyone want to buy this unless you are a hardcore PES fan and you want the latest teams and rosters and kits? Like, they've lost Inter's license, they've lost AC Milan's license, so it's just going to be PES 20 with some transfers and new kits. I'm hoping that this is like $5, because why would anyone want to spend like $30 for a season update? I don't know. I don't think I'm even going to pick this up. You're still going to get your licenses like Barcelona, Man United, Juventus, those long-term ones that they signed last year. But my club will be the same, match day will be the same, Master League is looking like the same thing as well, and it's got the same screenshots as last year. So nothing exciting here, a bit of sad news, but it was confirmed a while ago that this was going to be a season update. I think Konami will be working on making PES 22 with the Unreal Engine 5 and stuff, and getting ready for next gen next year. So we have a new FIFA 20 squad update to take a look at for July the 8th. These are the 2 players that got added. Bednar, I don't even know how to say. I'm not even going to pronounce them. You guys know my pronunciation game by now. Those were the players added. These are the players updated, Romero and Martinez, and also a few removed players as well. Nothing too exciting here besides Kraft maybe from Herfa, and then there's a few other guys there as well. So I've got an update on the petition story for the Gambling Act. This week, the UK Parliament has officially given a response. So we're going to just check it out briefly, see what they say. So as you can see, the government has responded to the petition. We still need another 55,000 signatures at the time of recording. So it's good that, you know, they've still responded. So it means they're aware anyway. It says the government takes concerns around loot boxes very seriously and will be launching a call for evidence this summer. This will put us on the best footing to take whatever action is necessary. So the first paragraph is just basically some context. It says, we also believe the approach to protecting young people and vulnerable people should be based on evidence. To guide this approach, it will be important to understand fully the existing research around loot boxes and how current protections and legislation work to keep people safe. That is why on the 8th of June 2020, the Secretary of State for Digital Culture, Media and Sport announced in a written statement to Parliament that we will be launching an open call for evidence on loot boxes later on in the summer. This will also support the review of the Gambling Act. So what they're going to do is basically see the evidence, and they're going to see what they can do based on the evidence to see how it's harming people, how it affects people in general, and you know, what's currently available on the market, in-game purchasing, and of course how they work, like how loot boxes work in different kinds of games and stuff. Then after that it says, in addition to a written call for evidence, we plan to hold a series of sessions to discuss issues and solutions in detail, including the most effective approaches to protect people from any harms identified. Full details of the call for evidence and how to respond will be announced shortly, with initial findings expected by the end of the year. So it looks like, I don't know, maybe within a year or something there might be action on this, depending on how the evidence goes in the summer. The government stands ready to take action should the outcomes of the call for evidence support taking a new approach to ensure users, and particularly young people, are protected. So that is the official government response. And if it gets to 100k, they have to debate it in Parliament. So yeah, we might see something over the next 6 to 12 months about this. So make sure you stay tuned to the news show for all the future updates. Now, one player face that definitely needs to happen is Mason Greenwood. Last week we spoke about Bruno Fernandes. This week it's going to be Mason Greenwood. It needs to happen, but I don't know if EA can actually scan the guy because Konami owns the partnership with Manchester United. So I don't know what EA can do. Maybe they can do like a custom face for him. One website suggests that EA will be bringing a new player face in for him, but they don't really know much. You know, it mentions that they're going to be scanning them, but they can't really scan them because Konami owns that partnership. So yeah, I don't know if we should expect a custom face or is he going to stay generic. I think at least a custom, but you never know with EA. But anyway, that's all the FIFA news for this week. You can catch this episode as a podcast as well. You can listen to it there. If you type in my channel name on any podcast app, it should be there. Also, thank you to my current channel members for your support. And I think that's about it. Thanks for tuning in to today's news show. Make sure you hit the card in the middle to go to another FIFA video. I'll see you next time.